Konnichiwa, Misaki desu.
こんにちは、猫先生です。
El día de hoy les traemos nuevamente un video de reacción por parte de un japonés y en este caso una colombiana con experiencia de vida en Japón de un tema muy interesante, como es si los japoneses odian a los extranjeros, así tal cual. La verdad es que me topé con este video hace algunos días y me llamó mucho la atención, porque hay varias cosas que la persona afirma como que sean ciertas, pero que yo siento que quizás un japonés como lo que es mi esposo puede que piense distinto. Así que los invito a que se queden con este video y descubran si los japoneses nos quieren a nosotros los extranjeros y qué cosas pueden incomodar a los japoneses que nosotros hacemos y no nos damos cuenta. Sin darle más largas a esto, comencemos.
So have you guys ever wondered what Japanese people are really thinking? Well, in this video I wanted to share with you guys some of the things that they never tell you, but they're actually thinking inside of their head. So I've been in Japan for more than 15 years and I'm going to be sharing with you some of the stuff that I've learned all along the way.
So he's not a
when
Japanese
others break
guy
those
because he just lived 15 years.
But that's a lot because he's young. Or you think he's 45? No, of course not.
Number 1, not wearing masks in public when you're sick.
Okay, so foreigners don't like to wear a mask. That's why Japanese people don't like foreigners.
I don't think so.
Okay, what about you? When you are sick, you're wearing the mask?
No.
Ah.
In Japan? No, of course no. Because I don't like wearing a mask.
Because it makes you hot, right?
Yeah.
And the glasses get...
Very fogged.
So, but you think like there are people that may think this way?
No, because you don't know the person is sick or not, right?
Yeah, because they may be...
How do you know that
if
person is sick?
they're...
And that's a responsibility of the person who is sick, right? Whether the person wear the mask or not. But the others don't know. But they just, I don't think Japanese hate the person not wearing a mask. Just a rule, right?
Okay.
Just that's the tendency of Japanese people wearing a mask, right?
Well, nowadays this has changed because of, you know, all the thing with the virus. It has changed.
And
this
also,
was before the virus.
But actually, most of Japanese people like to wear the mask, right?
Yes.
Because they want to hide their face sometimes. Because usually for women, sometimes they don't want to wear a makeup. So in the case they are lazy, so they can hide their face by wearing a mask.
That's true.
Japanese people get sick, they don't want to transfer what they've caught or their illness to someone else.
I think so.
I think Japanese are always thinking, oh no, I am sick.
No.
I shouldn't go out like this. Let's put the mask because I want to be responsible.
No.
Nowadays it's different because of the virus. I know things have changed because of the virus. This was recorded before the virus. But I think in general, he's putting Japanese in a really high position. Like Japanese really care about others, like in a really high level, right?
Yeah, I think so. That's the exaggeration.
Number 2, squatting in public. If you've ever been walking the streets in Japan, or especially Tokyo, you'll probably rarely see Japanese people squatting. The reason for this is when Japanese people see someone squatting, they actually think that this person is poorly brought up.
That's okay. That's okay. If you are on the side of the road.
Because for example, when he was sitting in the stairs, it was rude because he was in the middle of the stairs, like going down or going up. So I mean, people are going to be angry because let me show you again. In this specific image, this is going to be rude because you are just in the middle. So people are going to be like, hey, what's going on, man? Hey, right? Have you seen it on the floor?
Of course. If there is no any chairs around me when I want to sit down, then I will take a sit down on the floor, right? That's normal, right? Okay. And also if I want to eat something, then I will squat in the front of the convenience store if there is no chair.
If they don't have the chairs.
And also it's normal to see someone sitting on the floor in front of the convenience store and squatting.
Number 3, blocking traffic. Now this kind of goes hand in hand with like sitting in department stores or squatting in public.
I think that's pretty obvious, like this image. We don't need to hear the explanation. It's obvious like a group of tourists is going to block the traffic. Everyone is going to get angry, no?
Of course.
I think you will get angry, right?
No, it depends.
But if you're in a rush and you find these people in there,
Yeah, that's true, but that's alright.
Okay.
Number 4, expecting places like food stalls to accept credit cards.
Yeah, don't expect. Yeah, that's true. Because because installing the machine and accepting credit cards means that they need to pay more, right? Because installation fee and
But I don't think people get angry because you ask them.
no,
I
they don't.
I don't think there's not going to be a reason to get angry.
They will say no.
Number 5, eating at tourist trap spots. Now this one, again, maybe doesn't piss Japanese off per se. It is kind of embarrassing to go and eat at these kind of places because it's just so much food that Japan has to offer. When foreigners go to these like very, very tourist trap places and eat, it's kind of like, oh, you kind of missed out.
Basically, he's explaining about tourist trap places, such as like a restaurant that has everything in English. Mm-hmm. So it's just for tourists, so you are going to miss the experience of the traditional Japanese culture and cuisine. But for me, I mean, I think that that comment is really relevant, the show.
That's normal. And also, actually, Japanese people who are managing the restaurant is very happy, right? They are very happy because there are many foreigners coming and they can earn a lot of money.
They can earn a lot of money. Like the robot cafe and those things, like Pokemon Cafe, also those things are really popular with foreigners and those things.
Yeah, of course.
Have you ever been to one of these places?
No, of course not, because all of the places for foreigners are very expensive.
Number 6, eating with your offhand underneath the table.
This is something that I wanted to show you because
that's only applicable to Japanese people.
That's something that I wanted to show
scolded.
because I always realize that Masahiro likes to if he's eating, he doesn't like to eat like this, but he likes to eat like this. I always realize, and for me it was like that's interesting. But then he made the comment that it was considered to be rude to be eating like this.
No, it's not rude, but it depends on what kind of dish you have.
Oh.
If it is too big, then I don't take. But if I'm eating the donburi, which is
the ones that are like
the rice with like a meat, and in that case I will take the bowl because in that way I don't spill the things, right? It's easy to bring everything in front of my mouth and I can eat it.
And finally, before we get out of this place, number 7, not cleaning up after you eat.
that image. If I see that, I'm going to get
Angry?
super angry. I'm seeing that image and I'm feeling angry already. Yeah, that's something that I feel that's true. That in many countries, for example, in the United States, I have seen in iso. People leave the things like that and they don't care.
Especially, I don't like to see someone leaving a lot of food.
They leave a lot of food.
Right?
They leave the boba tea in the middle.
I haven't seen many people I haven't seen people leaving a lot of food in Japan because people tend to eat everything.
That's something that I also learned from Masahiro.
Number 8, making people wait.
That is self-explanatory. You know, in the foreign countries, people say, let's meet at 10, and they arrive at 10:10, or 10:15, or 10:20. That's something that makes me really angry.
I know Japanese people are very punctual.
That's true.
But especially for people who are far from me, the people who are
something like a business thing.
Those things. Yeah, in that case, I'll be at 10 minutes earlier than expected, usually. But in Japan, we have rule that 5分前集合, which means
within 5 minutes.
5 minutes before expected, you should hear 5 minutes before.
Number 9, talking to someone in line.
But it depends, right? If you are with your friends, then you can talk.
But some stranger talking to you.
No, it's weird. Yeah, I think that person is trying to convince me
to something bad.
To believe, something bad.
Yeah, that's the thing, talking to some stranger. But that's common in Latin America, in Colombia. Which for me is also strange. I feel super uncomfortable because there's like making the line and someone is saying, oh, the line is too long, right? And I'm like, yes. Where are you from? I'm like, why are you talking to me?
But especially, I wanted to mention that talking with cashier is bad because you are going to take more time than the time that you don't talk, right? Right? By talking to cashier, if you have a long line
people behind you,
then, right? You are going to take more time. So.
Yeah. No, if you're in a place that you are alone, it's okay if you're alone and you want to have a conversation and the other person wants to talk. Yeah, it's okay.
And finally, number 10, talking way too loud. Now, I see this all the time when you're on the train, when you're on the bus, you're in a restaurant.
Of course.
How do you, for example, in your case?
In my case, I think most of Americans speak very loud.
Yeah, like foreigners tend to speak loud. I think it's a really interesting video, and there are many things in here that you can understand when you speak with a Japanese, because you can actually get to the point in which this is subjective, or maybe this doesn't apply to everyone, so you don't have to be that afraid. Perhaps, I guess someone may have seen this video and would be really afraid. Like, oh no, I'm going to go to Japan and everyone is going to hate me. What about you? You have any comment?
Of course, yeah, I have. Don't cut in the line.
Ah, yeah, that's something that's going to make people angry.
And make a very good, very straight line. So don't mess up the line where you are in. And also, what else? Yeah, the one thing that I realized in the United States being here is that people tend to cross their legs when they are sitting on the chair, like this, you know? This is very common in the United States, but if you do that in a meeting, then you'll be like looked down, or you'll be like a scold.
Yeah, it's going to be rude.
It's very bossy.
Yeah, it is.
Because in Japanese, we tend to value the social hierarchy depending on the age and so on. So if you are not the oldest, then don't do it.
Thank you so much for coming here today. A ustedes muchísimas gracias por quedarse hasta esta parte de este video. Disculpen lo largo. Agradezco siempre sus comentarios que nos puedan dejar abajo para poder llegar a muchas más personas. No se olviden de compartir el video con todos sus amigos que quieran ir a Japón, que ya estén en Japón o que algún día hayan soñado con este país. Dejen su me gusta y que tengan un bonito día. ¡Matane!
Bye bye.